Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk About with Biff Lucky and Mr. Fun, the podcast where we will talk about everything. We will talk about anything. Quite frankly, we are going to talk about it all. And our lovely faces, save for one, are on camera again.
We got a good view of Mr. Fun's T-shirt.
He does. If you didn't know who he was, there he is.
I don't like the way this fits. I'm trying to make my enormous pectoral muscles pop through it, and it's not working. It's not working.
Mr. Fun might be one of the max headroom, kind of thing. He might his head talks, but his body, he doesn't have a body. It's the reverse here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, Rockfish let us in with Chesapeake Time. Heard from Rockfish this week. Have some live videos that he shot last week in the unbearable heat. So I'm going to post those on our YouTube channel, which has gotten quite a bit of play between the videos themselves and the shorts that we have been doing. We've had several thousand people seeing the three of us in one form or another and having a great time doing it. So we will post more there for sure. Just real quick, Mr. Fun just said pectoral muscles. I'm pretty sure it's pectoral, right? Are we correct with that one? Yes. We also got a one of our listeners, Jim M from Ocean City, pointed out that Mr. Fun didn't know how to say Velveeta. I can't even say it now. He said Velveeta cheese. So there are a lot of things.
I also said infertility instead of infidelity the other day. Got me in trouble.
That's right. So good. So, Mr. Fun, I know you're having a drink. What are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking a Scotty's Bay Breeze today. We had these. Scotty's had an event down at the beach, and I decided to replicate it, and I couldn't be happier. It is cranberry juice, grapefruit juice, Scotty's vodka. It's 1.5 ounces of the juices. 2 ounces of the juices and 1.5 of Scotty's vodka. But tonight I was feeling a little frisky, so I did 2, 2, and 2 with a lime for garnishment.
Nice. Well, I am not drinking, but I am wearing Scotty's vodka shirt. Nice. It's always good to have some swag there. For our favorite vodka company. So again, go out there and drink more Scotties, everybody. So
we did go to the Angler Inn event. Mr. Fun and I did. It was nice to see Jen and Scotty doing their thing. A lot of people turned out for that event last weekend. It was good.
Well, good. Mr. Fun, do you have a joke of the week?
Yeah. Well, speaking of being headless, an airline attendant once came up to me and asked me if I wanted headphones. And I said, that would be nice, but how did you know my nickname is Phones?
That's funny.
Lucky is it stumped him for a second there.
No, it's good.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure Lucky understood that. So, where in the world is JK? He is in 2 places I'm not sure anybody wants to go to: Amarillo, Texas, and Chino, California. Having been to both places, they are good places to be from. I think you don't want to go to either. So,
really.
Anyway,
yeah, I went to Chino, and it was okay. You don't like Chino?
Chino?
Oh, maybe I went to Chico.
You went to Chico, probably.
Okay.
Chico's
What's Chino?
Up north. Well, Chino's outside of LA. Chico State's up north, or Chico's up north.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Chino's out east.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
So the Chino, I think, is there's some songs that have lyrics about Chino, California. So
and Chino are those white things that Biff occasionally.
They are. Who knew that the namesake of the white pants, not jeans that I wear, are from Chino, California? So they're very good, Lucky, very good. So Lucky, a lot going on in the world. What's going on?
There's a lot going on in the world. But every now and again, summer slows down a little bit. You see everybody's taking vacation. The world slows down a little bit, but there's a couple things that are going on. One of the things that caught my eye this week is people. Okay, so we do New Year's resolutions. You do it at the beginning of the year. And, frankly, I think if you were to do the math and the analytics on like success rate of New Year's resolutions, doing them in January, they tend to be like not that successful. So there's a campaign afoot to start doing resolutions mid-year. In the middle of the year. So July 2nd is the exact middle of the year. And there's been a lot of discussion on social media about like, it might be a better time to do your resolutions. You're probably in a better mood. It's warm and sunny. You have a little bit have time to get into the year, and it might be the best time to do New Year's resolution or do resolutions. So I'm a big fan of the second half reset and trying to come up with some new ones. Right.
So as you sprung this on us literally 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
what is your mid-year resolution? So Mr. Fun and I can think about this.
So I'm working really hard to get better at golf. And so I've been dedicating myself to play at least twice a week, and so I'm going to continue doing that.
Yeah.
It's paying dividends for me. So my mid-year resolution is to definitely play at least twice, and also have one other new physical activity. I've been playing some pickleball, but not as regularly as I want to. So that's sort of what I'm and notice they're like summer themed resolutions, and so but that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the year is try to average at least twice a week, and maybe play pickleball at least once or twice a week.
Good for you, Mr. Fun. Have you given any thought to this in the short period of time you've been able to think about it?
So I'm going to add to my 2025 resolutions. Recently, I bumped into some people, and I've said I've sort of made amends with them. A lot of these people had to do with my career, and I said, I recall several years ago saying something that I regret to you, or something like that, and it was easy for me to say, and they accepted whatever, whether it was an apology or what, they accepted it and said, gosh, it was not a big deal to me, but it made me feel better. So if I've offended anyone in my 59, soon to be 60 years, I'd like to apologize. Buy you a drink.
Are you apologizing to the thousands of listeners of Talk About?
No. If I've offended them by saying a dirty joke, fuck them. Fuck them. I'm talking about somebody I said something mean to,
I mean, apology accepted.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I've had a few jokes at my expense over the last couple
Would
of
you
weeks.
apologize to your friends and family for me as well?
Yeah. Good.
All right, get this.
Wait, what about Biff?
Yes, so you skip over me. That's okay. Lucky.
Go ahead, Biff.
I get it. So, mine's going to be boring. I did, because a big thing for me last week, I got my book through the U.S. Copyright Office.
Oh, nice.
So it has been approved. So the publishing is now, I got the second half of the year going. And I was a little bit worried about a couple things. I'd done some musical quotes in my book, whether they would pass muster in the Copyright Office. So they passed. So I've reached that milestone. So I'm excited.
Do you need anybody to double check spelling or anything? Because I can help you out with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But so that was one of your New Year's resolutions, was to move that forward, right?
It was, and I've been moving it forward, but I didn't know I didn't know I had to go to the Copyright Office, and two, it's taken longer. It's more of an effort than I thought. Not that publishing book isn't.
Where are we going to be able to find this book someday?
We don't. That's the next step. I will come back to you on that. So, but that is my focus for the second half of the year.
Congratulations on that. Again, now see those of us that have completed our New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, it's time to set a new thing, right? You don't want to just go the rest of the year coasting without any milestones you're striving for, right? So,
wow, is that a critique? Your apology accepted as well.
No, I'm just saying. I'm same with me.
Oh,
same with me.
You completed it too quickly, Biff.
All right. So this one really shook me this week. So I'm a big reader of the physical newspaper. I get the Washington Post, Baltimore Sun. And it's at times in the past I had gotten the Wall Street Journal. So it's my part of my normal routine. I'm an early riser. I get up in the, maybe 6 a.m. average time in the morning, get out, get the newspaper, drink some coffee. So this Monday I pull out the newspaper, the Washington Post is what I start with. And I usually go to the sports page first, especially on a Monday after weekend of sports activity, just to sort of see what's going on. There is no sports section in the separate sports section in the Washington Post any longer. And I'm like, what's going on here? Because it went from the front page to the advertisements, and there was a style section. And I'm like, there's no sports, there's no Metro. So I go to the front page, and I'm looking around like to see if there, so I turn over the second page, and there's this explanation. So the Washington Post now, for the first time, is rolling the sports section, the Metro section inside of the style section. So a style section is a section that I normally avoid. It's just something I really care to read, but I read every other section, and it's ridiculous. I mean, the sports section is now marginalized, and I'm not really happy about it.
Can I assume it's many less articles?
It is. It looks like it's smaller. And the thing that bugs me the worst is, okay, so you open up the style section, you go through, 4 or 5 pages of style section. The comics show up in the section before the sports section does.
Wow.
I'm like, come on. But
Do
it
you know that Dave Parker died yesterday, the day before? Do you know who Dave Parker is?
Pittsburgh Pirates, right?
Pittsburgh Pirates. Nickname? Good nickname.
Cobra.
The Cobra.
Yeah, that I didn't
It's
know.
good.
So
I have a memory of him. There were a lot of pictures of him sitting in the dugout smoking cigarettes in between at bats. Like on in the dugout smoking. Those were the days.
So Lucky, the challenge obviously is newspapers. When's the last time your kids picked up even the newspaper you have at home? That nobody reads it that's younger.
Yeah, I even find articles. I'm going to say, hey, read this. They won't even read it.
So that's the first challenge. Nobody reads them because they get everything online, which is then the next challenge for sports is everything's immediate online.
Yeah.
And why wait until the morning to find out how the so-and-so baseball team not in your hometown did? You can get it that night. And so at best, it's an editorial, right?
It's interesting that you say that, though, because I didn't watch the NBA draft, and I was excited to read about the highlights the following morning. And I don't watch West Coast baseball. I read that the following morning. So but I have it. I don't read it. I'm sorry. I find it on the internet.
Yeah.
So,
so I think that's the challenge.
Yeah.
The newspaper is expensive now. It's $2.50 a day on the regular weekday. Back in the day, you'd put a quarter in or 35 cents in to get the Post. So I'm really contemplating breaking the norm and not getting the hard copy paper. I mean, it's just, especially, because I do like this. I like the Metro section as well. And it's minimized as well. So, I'd much rather, I like the hard copy because it's one less thing. I do enjoy reading things online, but it's one less thing. I like, it's an alternative media than the phone or the computer. And they're pushing me towards that way. It seems, so
it's black and white and red all over.
That's it. That's
newspaper. That and a skunk with diaper rash.
I'd be curious if anybody else has any of the listeners have any feelings on this, or am I the only one that really cares about this? So anyway, I talked about this last week. So the Unclaimed Baggage, the company that's based out of Alabama, that is the recipient of all the lost luggage, and they've been selling the contents of people's luggage since 1970. We talked about it last week. So my son, who basically discovered this site and wanted to give it a run, his 6 golf shirts that he ordered came in the mail, and they actually were really, really nice. He got some really nice shirts for a really cheap price. I think he got 6 shirts for like $80, and there's some really nice brand names.
So were they packaged like they were new shirts? Were they folded?
No, they're definitely. They were clean. So we don't know if they were coming or going from vacation. So, but they were clean and folded. Not stained. They looked relatively, they're not brand new, but they look pretty good.
So do you think he wore them without washing them?
No, he washed them. He
washed
them. Yep.
So I went on the website because you mentioned it. A very impressive website, and you can tell what they focus on mostly is handbags and jewelry and high end stuff. That's it, and they sell it at a discount. And there's a lot there. And obviously you don't have as much of that wear issue, quite literally and figuratively, that you were talking about with the shirts. But you can see where you could quite literally steal something, because it's so cheap. It just seems odd that you're buying somebody's baggage or their purse that they lost. Assuming they got compensated, maybe that how you rationalize it. Yeah. But it's just weird.
Yeah, it's a different version of thrift shops, thrifting, thrift shop shopping. And I don't know. It's funny. It's been since 1970. It's like I have never heard of the site, and it's now on my radar. I signed up as well. I get all kinds of notifications. Oh, we have a bunch of new golf clubs up there. Right. I'm like, how many people are going on a golf trip and losing their golf clubs? It's like, geez. So anyway,
have you ever lost a bag? Or had one, not show up where it's supposed to, and then you had to get it another time? One
time, our luggage didn't show up, and they delivered it to our hotel. but I can't remember losing anything.
Yeah.
In my whole
knock on wood, I've never lost anything. I've definitely had bags not make it to my destination, and maybe they shipped them home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, but I know it happens. So
yeah. So I'd highly encourage people to take a look at the site. It's pretty cool. It's fun to just shop. Shop online.
Maybe someday when Mr. Fun is traveling around, and somebody might be able to pick up that shirt that he's wearing.
You never know. You never know. I'm not taking this off. I'm never taking this off.
I've had that. So I've gone to thrift stores, and if I see like a University of Maryland shirt or something like something from one of the high schools my kids go to, I feel guilty seeing it there, and I'll buy it just to have it, because it I don't want to see a Maryland Terrapin sweatshirt like just in the mix with all kinds of other random stuff that people donated.
Yeah.
You're going to save the world one sweatshirt at a time.
100%. 100%. All right. The other big news this week, and I know we declined our invitation to this because we have other things going on this week, but the Bezos wedding was going on in Venice this week, and I just wanted to we really need to put our heads together and decide what we're going to get them for a gift. Because they're the people that have everything. So I was just curious, what do you think we should send those guys?
What should we send them? Well, a gift to him would be more subscribers to the Washington Post, considering he owns it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, that we didn't go to the wedding, but I went to his bachelor party, and he had different species at his bachelor party. I passed out and I had no idea what came over me.
Yeah. What do you think his bachelor party was like?
What do you think it's like?
So, what do you think happens at the Bezos bachelor party?
Nothing. Yeah, like rich people don't have bachelor parties like we have bachelor parties.
Sure they do. They're like freak-offs, like ditties.
I was going to say, just because of Diddy, they would not have any cameras there. Nobody would know. They all had to sign NDAs. I'm sure it's all behind closed doors.
Right.
So I think we should send him a case of Scotty's vodka. It's probably something he would never have an opportunity to get. So we might need to put a case of Scotty's in the mail.
Send him some used baggage or whatever the name of that.
Yeah,
used
luggage. Unclaimed. Buy him a nice Chanel bag with unclaimed luggage. So he's obviously catching a lot of shit for the renting the island and a lot of other stuff. Spending $54 million, I think that's the number.
Between 11.5 and 35 is what.
Oh, I thought I saw 54. Okay, but so let's call it 30 million just to take the high end of those numbers. Should he be criticized for spending that much? He's worth how many billions of dollars, and that's chump change in the scheme of things relative to his net worth.
And Venice is probably loving it. It's 3 days in Venice, and their economy's taking a big. I was
just going to say it's a distribution of wealth. He made some people some money.
Yeah, he just gets critiqued that, it should be used for something else. And yes, everything can be used for something else, like buying more Maryland sweatshirts from,
that's right,
thrift stores.
Yeah.
But it's his money. He can do with what he wants.
Yeah. Well, the thing. Okay, so they had a post. So they had the wedding, and then the day after they had a pajama themed party. Did you guys see any of the Oprah decided not to dress up in pajamas, but Tom Brady did, and they show him with some fancy. A bunch of the people who went to the second day event had these really expensive pajamas.
I didn't see that.
Speaking of Tom Brady, so Sydney Sweeney, this is going to be a circuitous way to get back to Dr. Squatch, one of our original product testing items. So they were seen as sort of an item coming out of the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And but I've got, so Dr. Squatch was sold this past week to Unilever for $1.5 billion. And one of the things they did last year in a promotion was they made a Sydney Sweeney bathwater scented soap. They made 5,000 bars called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss. So they made soap from her bathwater, and over 1 million guys tried to get a hold of a bar, and they made 5,000 of them. It was one of the best promotions. Well, how much? What?
How much was a bar?
Well, they're like $6 or $7. I don't think they charged more for the bar. It was just all about the promotion.
Did she pee in the water?
Oh, come on.
Probably. I bet you she did. She had some pube drips in the water. Something. Boob sweat. I don't know. Something.
So it gets
you thinking. How long was she in the water, Biff? How long was she actually in the water?
I don't know.
She takes long baths, Mr.
I would think long baths.
Long enough to wrinkle. Was she in there long
Yeah,
enough to
she's
wrinkle?
pruned.
Wrinkle and tinkle. If she
Yeah, so-
wrinkled and tinkled, those could be worth a ton of money.
So you were obviously asking a question, Mr. Fun, about the price of the soap, because what if we did a Mr. Fun bathwater Bliss bar?
I'll pee in the water if you want me to.
What do you think
Yellow.
that's worth? What would people pay for a Mr. Fun?
$1.99.
$1.99. That's
That's
more than most.
People would be afraid to take that into the bathroom because they'll accidentally use it.
Minute rubbing on your bodies soap made out of the water that I've bathed in. Just imagine it for a minute. I would love that. That's kind of
combo.
That's kind of a turn on for me. Hey, listen, do you know Sydney Sweeney also? She wanted to she tried to order milk because she wanted to also take a milk bath. And the guy said, do you want pasteurized? And she said, no, just up to my tits.
All right, here, let me ask you about this. Okay, so this Lauren Sanchez, who married
Sydney Sweeney, has big boobs.
She does have big boobs.
Yeah,
she does. So Lauren Sanchez married Jeff Bezos. Okay, and so she's a what? She's a like a TV head, talking head kind of thing.
I don't know her background.
Yeah, I think she is. But what do you think? What do you think the attraction is there? I mean, is it the money? She's probably got some money, and he's got a lot of money. But like, what do you think that's really love?
Is this real? Well, of course, she loves money, and that guy's got he's the richest man in the world, right? No.
But you know who she was married to before Jeff Bezos?
Who?
Tony Gonzalez, the tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs. Big look. Yeah, they were married before. They had kids. They have kids together, at least one.
Oh, how'd you like to be Tony Gonzalez?
So thanks, Mr. Fun, for actually giving us the live footage of you pouring your drink in. So, what's the attraction? You know, they run in similar circles, I'm sure, and you know they find each other attractive. I don't know. I mean, it's she's. I mean, it's not like she's not like Bill Belichick's girlfriend who's 27, right?
Right.
Yeah, at least they're similar aged, I suppose. Would be.
I think he's older. I think he's older.
He's older. I don't know if he's that much older though.
I'll be right back.
Look at
all
this.
Right,
this is
all right, Mr. Fun.
This is podcast. You know, in action here. Mr. Fun has walked away.
He left his phone though, which is good.
I guess he's thinking that I'm going to hit pause, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
Well, the show will go on.
Let's go
okay.
on.
I got a couple other things real quick. So, okay, so it's we're a quarter way through the 21st century.
Yep.
So the New York Times did a top 100 movies of the 21st century, and it was really interesting for me to look at the list because, again, more and more of the movies that are we've talked about this before, that make the Oscars and the Golden Globes, like people don't see them. Right. Well, I looked at the top 10, and I just was curious.
So is your having reviewed the list? Now, I've not reviewed the list. I was trying to think best or the top film. Are there popular films in that list, or are they're the minority? Meaning there's probably some artsy things within the top 10.
Well,
right?
It's interesting.
Let me give you my number one, just because it's recent, but it's 25 years, is probably Oppenheimer. I thought that movie was really good.
I did not see that movie. I didn't look all the way down to the 100, so I'll have to go back and look. It was a great movie, but this was the top 10. Parasite, Mulholland Drive, There Will Be Blood, In the Mood for Love, Moonlight, which was a great movie, No Country for Old Men, I watched last night, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Get Out, which is like a horror film, Spirited Away, and The Social Network. Those are the top 10.
So, and of those, a few of them I think are overrated movies. I forgot the names that you just gave out. I saw No Country for Old Men. I saw There Will Be Blood. There was one right before that you mentioned, which is
Moonlight.
Just some of these are just the Parasite. Isn't that
number
Korean?
one?
Wasn't that the Korean movie?
Yeah.
And these are some of them are just hard to watch.
Yeah.
Let alone, I mean, people they so intellectualize them. But Social Network was quite a good movie. That was number 10 on your list there.
Here's about a quarter of the films on the list are in a language other than English, reflecting both the global scope of the voters of this list and the international nature of like the cinema scene. So
says the New York Times. I mean, and nobody. That's just it. Again, that's speaking to the Oscars crowd.
Yeah,
that's my view of it.
Well, here's it. Fewer Best Picture winners made the list than you might expect. There are three in the top 10. Parasite, No Country for Old Men, and Moonlight were best picture for Oscars, but only 7 others are scattered throughout the list of the 100. So it's interesting. Like it's just the compare and contrast of the best pictures of the last 25 years, and there's only 10 of them on the list. So there's 15 not even on the list,
Right?
which is crazy. But
well,
here's
Mr.
some.
Fun. I'd like to welcome Mr. Fun back, and technically, Mr. Fun. So we'll share this with the audience. You got to close the other browser tab that you have.
Oh, I don't know how.
So, okay, then maybe it'll work. I don't know. But this is gonna be interesting. So,
So just to close on this, so I went down the list and tried to see some of my favorite movies. Wolf of Wall Street, number 20. Biff, I know you're a big fan of Brokeback Mountain, number 17. Lost in Translation is one of my number 1 movies. That's number 30. The Dark Knight.
Johansson.
Oh yeah, one of her first movies. The Departed, Moneyball, Almost Famous. Those are like down that list, but they're above 50. So, but it's a list. I'm now going to reference this list for probably the next month or so as I'm trying to find movies to watch. I watched No Country for Old Men last night for the first time. I hadn't seen that. Pretty good movie.
That's with Colin. Who's the lead guy? Very good actor.
Yeah, he's the guy that was in. I forget the name. He's got a Spanish accent.
Well, there's that guy, but then there's anyways.
Yeah,
that's well, good. Well, we'll have others can tell us what are the best movies of the past.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
We talked about movies, Mr. Fun.
I got that thing that said your computer's low on battery, and then 13 seconds later, it went dark.
Yeah,
I ran faster than I've run since I played kickball in 6th grade. I made it up the stairs, grabbed the charger, came back down, dove onto the couch. It was incredible.
Nice recovery.
It was incredible. Well, hey, it's time for a joke. I think it's time for a joke. Is it time for a joke, Bev?
Yes.
Well, yes. Anytime you want to tell a joke, Mr.
All right. I used to run a dating service for chickens, but I struggled to make hens meet.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So I got a question. Are you that kind of joke? Is that something you'll use in your normal, day-to-day life? Or you save those just for the podcast?
No, somebody will mention chickens, and I'll just pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Speaking of pull it out, why can't Miss Piggy count to 70? Because at 69 she gets a frog in her throat. No.
Okay.
I said something similar. It was similar, Biff.
It was similar. So
how many podcasts have we done, Lucky? 1,000?
A lot.
I come up with 14 jokes an episode. It's so hard.
We're 131.
All right. Let's say I come up with 5 jokes. That's almost 600 jokes.
It's very good.
I can't tell which ones I've told already.
So, but the thing is, you got to be writing new jokes every week. You know what I mean? Like there's the number of jokes is infinite.
Lucky,
right?
I'm a human being. I'm not a jester. I'm not a fucking jester.
Aren't you an ancestor of a jester?
That's right.
No, that was a molester. Not a.
Oh, got it. You're an ancestor of a molester jester.
True. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
What else,
Luck? Okay, I have a prediction to close. Okay, and this one's a big one. Okay, so probably like 20 years from now, we'll run the podcast. We're going to go back to season 2 or 3 or wherever we are. I'm predicting the demise of Uber right now.
Oh, what happened to you?
Okay, so in 2023 is when they implemented the dynamic pricing, like this algorithm that would basically, using a lot of factors, basically would, you would open up the phone, pick a ride. It would use some factors to basically determine the price of your ride. Okay. Right. And what it was also doing was predicting how low of a price that's a driver would accept. Okay. So when this dynamic pricing came out, it was more like focused on the end user, the consumer who was taking the rides. But there's been 2 major studies done, and one of them got released this past week that basically said the prices are going up for an Uber ride, which I think we would all recognize that, but more of the profit is going to Uber and not the drivers. And to the point where I think they're cannibalizing their main input into their business, which are these drivers. So I'm predicting right now, I think they're getting a tad too greedy, and the consumer is starting to question, hey, this is expensive. But I think also they're going to start alienating riders to the point where there's not enough, and then the service deteriorates. That's my prediction.
Wait, I was catching my breath after sprinting, and so I missed the beginning. So wait, do you think they're going to be replaced by something else, or there's not going to be?
No, I think they're cannibalizing their main components of their business. They are continuing to increase prices with this dynamic pricing to the end users, the people who are taking the rides. But the studies that have come out has said also that they're diverting more of the money away from the drivers to their own pockets.
So what's the alternative for a guy who,
Well, maybe this is the opening for the autonomous vehicles, right? Maybe that's where Uber's greediness is creating an opening for potentially the alternative. Is my prediction.
It could be, and I'm sure Uber is going to go into the autonomous business as well, right? So they've got, labor is the biggest expense for a lot of businesses, right? Uber's no different in that regard. Probably that's not true. They've got technology behind it, but it's an issue. I mean, but I think cost writ large is an issue. I'll just do my personal gripe. Living down here, the food at the beach communities has gotten just ridiculously expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's just like two of us, couple drinks, entrees, you're $120 into it. Not that I can't afford $120, but you're like, to what end? Yeah. Are you getting $120 worth of satisfactory food? And I'm not sure that's true in all cases.
If you remember what you call a girl who won't get blowjobs, right? Uber.
No, Mr. Fun.
Uber.
What?
You call Uber for her. Get her home safely.
Oh. Very good. Very good. So it's fun. So
there you go. That's a new joke added to the list of jokes.
Yes, that was good. Well, let me mark that one down. Okay. So minibars are disappearing. I read this article. The minibar was invented in 1974 by, I believe, Hilton at a hotel somewhere overseas, where they came up with the concept of minibar. Then everybody had minibars. Did you ever partake much in a minibar in your life and travels? And was it mostly for a candy bar? Was it for the liquor? Was it for something else? What was it that you would normally get?
For me, it was usually you come back from a dinner, you want another drink, you go dig out whatever they had in there, and if you didn't eat dessert, but you grab the candy bar. Yeah. But it was usually late night when I was already drunk. So they became very expensive to manage. So there was one hotel they talked about that had 8 people that were required to stock minibars, right? Because you got to go in through the rooms, and it's all that inventorying, and things are stolen, and people are bitching about the bills and all that other stuff. Then it went to electronic stuff, right? They had the sensors. If you pulled something out, it charged you. But they're basically gone now, because they think that, going back to the Uber discussion, things like Uber Eats and things you can order online to get your food and your drink are easier, and they're easier for hotels, frankly, to manage as well.
Where are midgets going to go for a drink if they can't go to mini bars?
That's very good.
Yeah, what you see more of though is like down near the front desk, the little side area where they have all the snacks and stuff. It's like it's the major bar, not the mini bar, but you go in there.
They talked about that too, right? Right behind the reception desk. They've got the self-serve bars there, so which are convenient for sure. So the other thing for me this week, went down to Charlotte. We went down to visit our daughter and her fiance, and we ended up one night going to a hockey game. The Charlotte Checkers, that's the American Hockey League, so that's the AAA of hockey, was in the Calder Cup final, which is the Stanley Cup of the American Hockey League, and they were playing a team from Vancouver. By the way, that day outside it was probably 102 degrees, and to go watch hockey was a little
ice hockey.
It was a little odd, but the whole notion, it made me think of a couple things. So ultimately, Charlotte lost. It was Game 6, and so it was a deciding game, and the Vancouver team, Abbotsville, I think it was the name. It's a suburb of Vancouver. They have a AAA hockey team. They won. So they won the Calder Cup or their Stanley Cup. And they went cheering like it was winning the Stanley Cup, but it's obviously not. But it got me thinking, it was like, one, for some of those guys, it's probably the only professional trophy they're ever going to win, which is interesting. But two, it got me more thinking about Charlotte, which Charlotte, has some professional sporting franchises, right? They have a basketball team and they have a football team there. But then they've got minor league baseball and hockey. Would you consider Charlotte a major sports town, even though they don't have two of the major sports?
Well, before we go there, what did you and the other 7 Charlotte Checker fans do after the loss?
There were easily 6,000 people there.
That's crazy.
How did you decide to go to see that?
So our daughter and fiance had been to some of the games, and it was, what are we going to do? It was just, and she went online and we bought tickets. It was exciting. It was a fun game. It was it was a hockey game. It was very exciting. The hitting was good. The play was pretty good. So it was fun.
Did you buy a hat?
Yeah,
Did you buy a hat?
I did not buy a hat. They have their mascot is Chubby.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker.
I like that.
Which is actually pretty good.
So your question though, is Charlotte a major sports town? I think minor league sports is a great draw. It's definitely less expensive.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have all 4 major sports covered, albeit 2 of them are minor leagues, I think it does put them, puts Charlotte up the list a little bit. I mean, they're not major leagues, it's not 4 major league teams, but I think minor league sports is really fun. And again, the cost, it's a great price point for people. So,
well, they're also not Oakland. I mean, they're up and coming. More people are moving to Charlotte, right? I don't know this.
Yeah, it's the eighth fastest growing city in the U.S.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're making the right move to invest in franchises there. Yeah.
Good. So, Mr. Fun, we are there.
No way.
Or thereabouts.
No way. Hey guys, what do you call a lesbian with braces? A box cutter.
Box cutter.
Jeez.
What? That's your risque joke?
I like it when you guys drink before I have to come up with these jokes. It's not fun. It's why they serve drinks at comedy shows. It's not fun.
That was good.
I got nothing. I put my life on the line running up those stairs to get the charger.
Okay.
For this podcast, for this damn podcast.
So the next checklist I'm going to have to add, battery, charger. Jeez.
I'll remember. I had no idea it was coming.
Absolutely.
I had no idea that was coming.
So, Lucky, we are getting feedback, a fair amount of feedback. And how would they get it to us in typical fashion?
Well, the easiest way is to send us an email to talkabout2023@gmail.com. Now, we're going to be, the 3 of us are going to be down at the beach for a decent amount of time next week. And so if they see us on the street, you can always come up to us and say, hey, I like that, or you got a question.
I wouldn't mind a hug.
Well, you're going to get a lot of hugs, Mr. Fun. A big, big milestone of which we are going to celebrate. Mr. Fun turned 60.
60
years old. That is crazy. And we're going to celebrate your day on July 3rd, right?
Yeah. And again, if I've offended you in any of my 60 years, I'd like to apologize.
No way, man. It's all you on July 3rd.
You know where it comes from, by the way, is when I die, I want to set the record for most people at my funeral. Like, can you guys make that happen? I know it's a little morbid, but I'm going to be looking down from heaven, and if 6 people show up, I'm going to be pissed.
It'll be the 6 people you didn't offend.
Yeah.
That'll be the 6
we'll
people.
Have open bar. We'll have open bar after. It'll be a Irish funeral. Is there such a thing?
So we had one of the things we did. We talked about last week. We did an eating challenge for ourselves last year on 4th of July. We put out a request potentially for others that want to challenge us, and we did get a couple of groups that want to do that. We will figure out when to do that, maybe later in the month of July.
Wait, we got a couple?
We did. Well, one was from the Crotchety Old Men podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And the other was the aforementioned last week, Droopy, Slab, and Doodah.
Yeah. Our big fans.
Our big fans.
I understand Doodah got mad.
Yeah, which you need to apologize to him.
Because I called him Husky? Because I call him Husky?
Well, here's the thing.
Wait, Husky's a compliment for guys like me and Doodah.
Here's the thing, though. So last year we did the podcast. We were just doing podcasts, but now we have this awesome YouTube video. Don't you think people are going to want to see us drink 12 beers, eat 12 hot dogs, and eat 12 donuts?
I do.
I believe that would be the case. So
I'm conducting an interview, right?
Yeah, we'll do well in some respects, but we will get that handled, and we will get it online, and we will let everybody know when that happens, and we will videotape it, whether it's ourselves alone or then for later in the month with others that want to compete against us. I'm not exactly the Joey Chestnut type. Who's the Kobayashi? And somebody can be the Japanese girl that eats the hot dogs too.
Mr. Fun is that?
Yeah, there we go. Good.
I'm the Kabasi, not the Kobayashi. I'm the Kabasi.
Yeah. That's very good. So as Lucky mentioned, we've got a YouTube, and I said that at the outset. So if you're watching this on YouTube, also please remember we have a podcast. So if you're traveling out and about in your car, go to Spotify, go to Apple, go to Amazon Prime, pick up the podcast, talk about with Biff, Lucky, and Mr. Fun. Please do that. If you're listening to this on podcast, please go to YouTube and go to @talkabout_it_all. Right. So that's where you can find the video if you want to watch us. And then also be on the lookout for any of the shorts that we are putting out there, which are kind of fun little snippets that we are posting everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook. We're getting it out there. So hopefully everybody's enjoying that. So good. Anything else, Mr. Fun?
I feel like we're teetering on the edge of great fame and notoriety, and we could really use people's help to push us over the edge. So listen to us. Share the podcast, and
subscribe, please.
Subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Please participate.
Please subscribe where you can.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Well, great seeing you guys, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in person this week. Until we do it again next week, let me just say goodbye. Okay, we are back for the outro. It's been a while since we've done a live outro.
Mr. Fun, your birthday's coming up. Anything you want for your birthday? Biff and I are doing our shopping this week.
I just want peace in the world, and I don't know what would I know. I got nothing. On my list.
A piece of something.
I told the kids to get me boxer shorts. That's all.
That's it. No.
Yeah, I'm a simple man. Just need some underwear. That's all I need. I'm a simple man.
Well, we look forward to celebrating your birthday and sending you into year 61.
Year 61. It's good stuff.
That's crazy.
But when I went blank there, when my computer turned off, I sprinted like a 23-year-old. I don't know if you saw it. It was too fast to see. I do want to apologize for those of you on YouTube who saw my crotch in your face while I stood up quickly.
They usually see that on your OnlyFans channel.
You do tell jokes like a younger man, Mr. Fun. You don't tell jokes like a 60-year-old man.
Thank you. I think that's a compliment. I don't know.
It might be.
Like a younger man, like i.e., an 18-year-old with your risque jokes.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go. Listen, hey, what do you guys? What do you call a ape playing with dynamite? Because it's coming up on
what?
Some sort of ape playing with dynamite. A baboon. Baboon.
Really? That's the one.
That was like a joke of like a 7-year-old.
I know. You're definitely.
I saw that on a popsicle stick one time.
Very good. So, this is the outro. How do we close this thing, guys?
We're never saying goodbye until the next time.
I'd like to thank everyone who listened to us this week, who's listened to us in the past, and who will be listening to us in the future. We'll be back.
That's good. I'm glad. Thank you for not screwing it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Baboom.
Couple of friends come floating by my dock. By morning my heads are gonna rock. Sleeping late, now I will be forgiven. When you live in the land of pleasant living. Living on Chesapeake Time. Take it slow, take it